Excerpt from the bed. He could see them coming up the road before the car even got in sight. The dust boiling up around the truck looked like a tornado as they came flying up the one-lane road. Tom Cat barely got out of the way as the driver sailed down the driveway, honking as the car came to a halt at the old man's front porch. The old man sat there a minute or two to take in what exactly he was seeing. He knew his granddaughter Brenda was coming today with her new man, some buckeye from Ohio that she'd taken up with about 6 months ago. Brenda rolled out of the passenger side with the skirt hiked up to her belly button and some kind of high heels that weren't meant to actually be worn for walking, at least not in the daytime. Lord God, if her mamaw could see her now, she'd take a switch to her hind end and light her up good, the old man mumbled to himself. She tottered in her shoes as she made her way across the gravel drive where the car was parked and onto the porch steps where she stopped and looked downward. Navigating the steps in those shoes was a tad bit tricky. "Hold on the rail, girl, and you'll be fine," he told her. He didn't offer to get up from the rocking chair and go help steady her. She had a man for that, plus he was waiting to see if she fell or not. He chuckled to himself quietly at the thought of her going over backwards in that little skirt, or long shirt, whatever it was, and those shoes going flippity-flop, bowling right over top of that man of hers. She didn't fall, but she did have to turn her feet to the side in order to get them to fit on the steps. Just as well, because she probably would have taken the railing down with her as she went, and it would have been a mess to clean up. Brenda smoothed her clothes and attempted to introduce her man. "Papaw, this is Matt. We've been a-courting for a few months now." She grinned at Matt and continued. "He works with me at the factory, and he works weekends as a singer. He sings a lot of them Justin Bieber songs. You may have heard of him?" Papaw eyed the young man up and down. Shaggy hair, smooth skin, wrinkled clothes. It was obvious the boy hadn't known a good day's work in his whole life and was too lazy to iron his own shirts and pants. When he was a young man, Papaw would have dared step outside without having pressed pants and shirts except for working the fields or in the barnyard. He already made up his mind about Matt, and there'd be no change in it. He also eyed Brenda, but he didn't want to actually think about her and the image she projected, half naked and looked like she'd just rolled out of